So I was diagnosed as a type 2 diabetic in October of 2017, but I'd had no symptoms. I'd had no tiredness, no thirst, no needing to go to the loo more often than I expected. So my diagnosis was a real bit of a shock for me. I was absolutely floored by it. The first thing I felt was shame and embarrassment. I felt this was something that was self-inflicted, that I'd brought on myself. I blamed myself. The second thing I felt was anger, that I'd spent 25 years of my life dieting and trying to be healthy and trying to look after myself, and this had happened anyway. And then of course you go home and you start looking on the internet, and then that's when the fear kicks in. So when I turned up for my first session of the X PERT diabetes course, I didn't really know what to expect. I was a little bit worried that it would be a case of going back to school and that I'd be sat in a room and being lectured to and being told off for being overweight and unhealthy and unfit. And actually I couldn't have been more wrong. My educator was a lovely lady called Harvey. She really gave me hope and inspiration. And it was the first time I'd met other diabetics, and I found it very, very supportive. And it was nice that we were able to do different activities together. The course, it isn't frightening, it isn't scary. There's a no blame culture. You don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. We looked at real life things. We looked at food packaging, food labels. We looked at what the ingredients of different foods were, and we learnt how to read the food labels of all that packaging. We learned about portion sizes. We learned things together, and the educators were so lovely and so helpful, and I actually used to look forward to going to those sessions. I found the X PERT course was really good at giving me options for dietary approaches. I started off doing a kind of low carb, healthy fat version, and that was amazing at getting my blood sugar down really, really quickly. I lost weight, I felt good, my skin was glowing, my hair was shiny, I felt amazing. And perhaps in an ideal world I would have stayed with that dietary approach on a long-term basis. However, one of the things in the course was the Mediterranean diet, and so once I'd lost a chunk of weight, I found that the Mediterranean diet was a more practical one for me. It fits in really well with my lifestyle. It fits in with the kind of foods that I really love to eat. It enables me to eat things like lentils and pulses. It allows me to have a tiny bit of dark chocolate when I fancy that, and the odd glass of red wine, which I'm sure does me some good. I've also become aware on the X PERT course of how not just the food I eat, but my overall lifestyle affects my blood glucose management and my total health and well-being going forward. It's made me have the confidence to take up things like yoga again, which I did 20 years ago and then gave up. I feel genuinely healthier and fitter than I have for 20 years. And what the X PERT course material made me realise is that you can put this illness into remission, you can control it, and you don't necessarily have to end up taking more and more medication. That there are things you can do with diet and lifestyle and being more active. And some of these are not massive changes. These are not about having to change your life dramatically. These are little small changes, perhaps little small food swaps or lifestyle changes, small things that all add up into bigger changes that will make you feel fantastic. One of the things I particularly enjoyed is that it's really taught me that it doesn't have to be about medication. It's just really refreshing, and it's really optimistic that it's about education, not medication. I feel that I've got the tools now from this education, the tools to manage my blood glucose myself, to know exactly what I'm doing, to know the effect of everything that I do in my lifestyle, the effect of all the food that I eat. So I've lost 20 kilos, my blood pressure has come down, it's really healthy, my cholesterol has come down, and most importantly, I've dramatically reduced the amount of diabetes medication that I'm taking. I've roughly halved my dose of metformin, and I'm looking within the next 6 months if I can maintain the kind of readings that I'm getting now. At my next checkup with my diabetic nurse, I'm hoping to be able to come off that metformin altogether, which would be amazing, and I'd be able to consider myself in remission.